What is going on, guys? This is Mark Dixon here, and I know this is going to be off topic from what I normally show you guys with photography or related products that are related to photography, but this kind of is. This is lunchtime right here. This is an Aerogarden 3-pod growing station, and what it is in here currently is lettuces. These are all kinds of different lettuces in here, and I usually get lunch from these about once a week. Maybe about every 9 to 10 days we'll come in and grab a little bit of lunch out of this. They grow. It teaches the baby, actually why we purchased it was to teach the baby about growing seeds and all that other kind of stuff that you normally would learn in agricultural class in high school. Well, she's getting a little bit of education here. So from left to right here, this is going to be a deer tongue, and this middle one here that you can kind of see, it's a little bit smaller because I get from it a little bit more than normal, and I'm not going to get anything from today, is Paris Island. And this is a black, let's see, I think this is a black seed Simpson. That's what that one is. I'm not familiar with that one as much as these other two here, but I'm going to show you how to trim them up, make them nice and clean here, and make lunch out of it. We're going to make a lunch today, a salad, and go from there. So let's take a look at what we need to do. I'm going to get from this one here. I want to make sure that I get any of the dead growth out of here first that's underneath, so that way we don't have anything going on that's kind of funky with these. So let's snip in there. And what I mean by dead growth is something like that. It just is kind of like a wilted leaf. So we're going to take those and put those off to the side. And like this one in here, you can see this little guy is kind of wilted. So I'm going to get down to the base there and snip that. And this one I don't want in my salad. It's lived its longevity there and done. So let's go ahead and trim this up. All right, so I've looked in there and I can see that pretty much everything that I want off, except for this one here, is off. And you can see these are the ends and stuff like that are not from bugs. It's from regrowth when I trim it to make a salad. So that's going to be that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a haircut method on this one right here. And what I do for a haircut method is I ball it up just like this. Get a nice, well, like a haircut. Like you're going to the haircut and getting a haircut. So come in here and take the top off of it. Those will fly everywhere, unfortunately. Make sure your counter space is nice and clean. That way you don't have to worry about stuff. And I did pre-clean this one beforehand. Now you want to make sure you pick all the little leftovers that are off in there. And if you need to come down again, you can trim it. I'm going to actually take some of these off the sides here because I want to promote growth going upwards. Let's take a look at this in here. So this one looks like a good leaf. We got that one, that's good. And trim a little bit off of this, the dark areas. Put it in the bowl. Now in these, you can spin these around so that you can promote better growth either inside or out. And that's what I'm doing right now because some of the outside areas don't have good lighting. So what you want to do is you want to rotate these when you do trim them. You want to rotate your plants out so that way they all get kind of some good uniform lighting. Take those off and put that in my no-go pile. And I am going to go through here one more time, and I'm just going to grab one more, since we got a lot of kind of like space in between here that's being taken over by this one. I'm going to trim a little bit more on the top here like we just did. So I'm going to do each one of these plants individually. Take as much as I can, bring it down here, and the leftovers will put in front. And then we're going to do this one as well individually on this other side. That, and then now for the middle one here, these were getting taken over by this one here, so I want to go through and just trim off some of the darker stuff and some of the things that are just that don't need nutrients going to it. So we're going to do that right now. And the same thing with this, you want to just spin it around and make sure you get this guy all kind of uniform in the light. All right, so now we got these kind of trimmed up here. I'm going to let this one grow a little bit more. I've taken a lot off of this one here, so I want to let this one kind of get back up and running nice and good there. I just put some nutrients in it today, so I'm going to trim. I want to make sure that all my nutrients that I'm putting in there does not go to wasted leaves, because that's the ultimate goal, is to get these things growing really big and bushy like this without having a lot of lateral growth or outgrowth out to the sides. But as you can see, you can kind of manhandle them a little bit. Don't break them; they are fragile. But while you are doing this, don't be afraid to get in here and move them around a little bit, because you do got to get inside. But sometimes you will have an occasional snap of one of the stalks, which is down here, and that's that. So, all right, I think I got most of my wilt off. I want to get that done. And weirdly enough, since it is indoors, I always take the vacuum cleaner to it and make sure that so I use the vacuum on it to get rid of all of the little pieces that are in there that still have some, you know, a good bit of moisture to them, so it makes it hard to get off of this plastic. And we'll go in here and just clean it up, make sure. And that's going to just remove a lot of the kind of undergrowth here that you've clipped, and make it a little bit cleaner for these plants to regrow. One more pass. But not only that, I did find it easier to clean up the trimmings on here, because they do, in fact, get kind of like sticky, and then they stick to the countertop there. So all right, so on to the salad making here. We're gonna go ahead and bring our leaves in and just checking over to make sure there's no kind of funky ones, but all the ones that you do from the haircut is usually nice and green, just like you see in there. So we'll put that in there, and I see a little tiny speck that's on here, and if you're afraid of that, you can always just come in and snip, take it off. Easy as that. If you don't like big leaves, same thing, snip. And all those look pretty good. Your salad, so let's go ahead and dress it up. We'll make sure it looks nice. The carrots I did not grow, but we're going to put those on there. A little bit of dried cranberries. We're going to go ahead and stick those on. Anything else on this one? And if you do like tomato, from the Aerogarden, if you see some of my other videos, there is some video with our tomatoes. So. And then one of my favorite salad dressings here is this Panera Fuji apple, which is so yummy. We're just gonna put a little tiny bit on there because that's it. And there you go. That's how you make a salad with your Aerogarden. Really yummy and awesome. So let's take a bite. Guys, thanks for watching. It's time for me to go have lunch, and I will see you guys next time.